What do you think of the carnivore diet though? Can you say rubbish? There you go. That's the verdict.
Why are we doing this? Honestly, the things we do for your entertainment, you better be grateful. We've taken the piss out of them enough. We've done enough reaction videos on Instagram. So we thought, instead of just talking a good game, because we do talk a good game, we'll do it. We'll give it a go. I already know I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I do love meat. That's what she said. We're going to go carnivore for a day.
Screw you, carnivore.
And I'm already hating the fact that I don't get my normal protein oats for breakfast. And I'm not going to get a bagel today. Like, I'm already pissed off about this. I'll be honest with you.
Good evening. The carnivore diet is a restrictive diet that involves eating only animal products and excluding all plant-based foods.
Why are we doing this?
It's sometimes called a zero carb diet because it eliminates all fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. So essentially, I'm going to be having a full day where I'm going to be eating basically meat, poultry, fish, seafood, eggs, anything along those lines, okay? And it sounds pretty grim, if I'm honest with you, so I'm not particularly looking forward to it.
The rules are simple. We can only eat meat all day and some dairy products because, you know, they like to have variety in the diet, don't they?
The apparent benefits would be that it helps fat loss. Let's be honest, I'm fairly skeptical about that because ultimately I could eat the perfect carnivore diet, but if I was eating too much of the carnivore foods, which apparently help you lose more body fat, but I was eating too much of them and it was putting me into a calorie surplus, well, you're gonna gain body fat.
It's not the fact that there's anything magic about eating meat, it's the fact that you've cut out the shit that was causing the problem in the first place. This is the thing. The guy who literally wrote the book on the carnivore diet, he called it the Carnivore Code, he's gone back on it now and said it's probably not a good thing for most people to be following. And now even the guys that we do reaction videos of that are big in the carnivore world are all now starting to introduce fruits and other foods into their diet, going back on the whole carnivore thing. So even saying that out loud, it kind of feels like this video is going to be pointless. But we're doing it now anyway.
Looking forward to this, weirdly. Let's go.
Let's get this day over and done with.
So I've never filmed in a supermarket before. Feels weird. I feel like Eddie Abu or Carnivore Camp. So I need some bacon. I need a fillet steak. I've got loads of eggs at home. I need some lamb burgers. Let's go on the search. About going carnivore, your big shop is fucking easy because you're literally buying meat, eggs, butter, and I did get some kefir because it's basically something that they all drink and apparently it's good for your gut health, so I'll give that a go as well, which it probably is, to be fair, and it's probably something that you should have with a balanced diet anyway, maybe at some stage, but hey, we'll give it a go.
Shopping done. What we've got is some whole fat milk, which I literally do not know the last time I had whole fat milk. Box of eggs, standard. Some bacon, again, probably going to be breakfast. And then we've got a steak, which to be fair, I am actually looking forward to having that. And then we've got pork steaks. And then we've got chicken thighs. It is mad that all of that, and I'm still thinking, will I have enough to hit the calories for the day? And I've just realised as well, I can't even have any sauces. Like, I can't even have any sauces with the meals because it's not allowed. You can literally have meat, butter, milk. I bet you anything as well. Bet you anything, when Jake makes his first meal, which I'm guessing is going to be bacon and eggs, because that's literally what I'm doing. I don't really think there's anything else you can have. I bet you he puts it on a chopping board. He'll be loving that. I bet you anything he puts it on a chopping board.
So here we are with meal one, off a chopping board in a true carnivore style. So we've got 4 eggs cooked in Kerrygold butter. We have got 4 rashers of bacon. Excuse me! Cooked in Kerrygold butter. And that puts my macros for this meal at 666 calories on the dot. Weird. 3.9 grams of carbs, 44.9 grams of fats, and 61.1 grams of protein. So in comparison to what I'd normally eat, I would probably normally have like overnight oats here, Greek yogurt with fruit. So this is very, very different to what I'd normally have. And just to rub it in, Louise has asked me to make her a bacon butty. You are so not carnivore. You're not supporting my carnivore journey.
definitely going to have to give myself at least an hour after I've had this before I go to the gym, because there's no chance I'm eating 4 eggs cooked in oil and then going straight to the gym. Wouldn't be a pretty sight. And you'll notice no chopping board as well, because I'm not going to lower myself to that standard today. So I'm going to go have this, do a bit of work, and I'm going to head to the gym, see how the session goes without any carbs in me or anything like that, see if I notice a difference, and then it'll be back next for meal number 2. And I don't know what that's going to be. Right, I've just pulled up at the gym. I'm not gonna lie, that breakfast is still sitting heavy on me. So it is now, I think it's about 12 o'clock. So I had my breakfast about 2 hours ago. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm training with no carbs in me and we'll see how that goes. Because, all right, yeah, I've not had any carbs this morning. I have still had carbs every day for the last week and about 560 grams a day of them. So I'm gonna have some carbs in me. So it's not as though I'm not training with any carbs. But we'll see how we get on. Anyway, not had the normal breakfast. And I don't even get to have the normal post-workout, which is usually, again, some cereal and some jam on toast, which is quite literally 80% of the reason I go to the gym in the first place, is so that I don't feel bad about having a post-workout meal. And I can't even have that today. We'll crack on and get this done, get a bit of upper done, and then it is back for meal number 2. I'm not gonna lie, that session was well below average.
So today was like a bit of a general upper body workout. I'm doing a push, pull, legs, and then an upper split. So still kind of ticking all the boxes, but a little bit more volume directed towards the upper body so I can build. Well, I'm not actually building, I'm dieting, so I'm not going to build that much muscle, but yeah, just so I can feel all right upper body wise, right? Because that's what all guys want. They want one thing. That's what girls say. And that's big biceps.
We've got to go have some post-workout now. We'll give it half an hour, get a shower and whatnot, and then have a post-workout, which I think is going to be like pork steaks and some chicken or something like that, which I'm really not looking forward to. I normally enjoy a bowl of cereal before then cracking on with normal work and getting back on top of that.
Then yeah, a couple of training programs and walking the dog, and it's not really a crazy busy day, which is nice. So I'm looking forward to that. So we'll take you along for the journey. See you at the shops.
Right, meal number 2. Don't think I can quite get across how uninterested I am in eating this meal. We have literally got 2 pork steaks and 120 grams of chicken fillet. And that's it, that's the meal. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter on top of the pork steaks, to be fair. So I'm gonna put 5 grams of butter on top of those, but that's it, nothing else.
The tender lamb steaks. Lunch on the chopping board. So he's back with his chopping board, and we've got basically 2 lamb leg fillets, I believe they are, which they look fucking lovely, if I'm being honest with you. Like, they really do look really nice. So I'll have a little taste test now and just see what they're saying. My favourite meat is lamb. Lamb is absolutely belting. Probably overcooked it slightly.
This doesn't look as enjoyable.
Well, good.
A lot of calories for next to nothing. If I tried eating that when I was dieting, I would be starving literally all day long. 750 calories. Sometimes when I'm dieting, I go down to 1800 calories. So this would be just under half of what I'd be allowed to eat that day. How is that good for fat loss? How is that helpful for fat loss? The harder you make fat loss, the more hungry you are, the harder it is to stick to, the less successful you are with it.
In an ideal world, I'll probably have this with some roast potatoes or some mashed potatoes with a little bit of, maybe cauliflower or something on the side. Is it cauliflower? Probably not cauliflower. Broccoli maybe. Maybe some green beans, something like that. A little bit of gravy. a little bit of mint sauce, but you can't have any of that, right? Because obviously that would be, none of that is animal products. So you can't even have fucking broccoli on this thing. So I'm just stuck with meat, cooked in butter. So very high fat, very high protein. Tastes great, it's just lacking the sides. I've got a bit more work to do, then I'm gonna take the dog out and then we'll go for our final meal of the day.
Jake's kicked off with me, sent me a message because he saw my breakfast and he wasn't happy because I wasn't eating off a chopping board. I told you he'd be throwing himself well into the chopping board lifestyle. I said I'm not going to eat off a chopping board. I don't see the point in it. It seems stupid to me, but he says if we don't do it, the carnivore lot, the carnivore crew, whatever you want to call them, they're not going to accept the attempt. They say it's not going to count, not going to accept the attempt. So I've come up with a loophole. I'm still going to eat off a plate, but I'm going to put the plate on the chopping board. Loophole. That way, technically, I am eating off a chopping board. There's just something between the chopping board and the food, which is the plate, which is literally what it's there for. But anyway, so I won't be doing this again. I can do that for free.
Couple of meals in half a day, and there's a few things that I'm starting to pick up on which I'm not massively keen on. First of all, my lunch was so fucking rich. It's not something you'd want to eat every single day, you know. It was really rich lamb meat, obviously cooked in butter, and it was just so salty. It was just too much. Like, I can't see that being good for your digestive system over a period of time. Like, I really struggled to kind of finish that. But one thing I've noticed is my energy levels are low. I'm fucking tired, a little bit cranky as well. Like, you can probably get that in my voice. Like, I'm a little bit moody now. Yeah, just a few little thoughts. I'm cranky, tired. The food was too rich. Just want my carbs back, basically. Yeah. So there we go. There's my midday thought. I say midday. It's like fucking 4 o'clock. But...
Right, meal number 3, final meal of the day. I normally have 6 meals a day, or sort of 3 main meals and 3 sort of smaller snacks / bowls of oats. So only having 3 meals a day with no snacks is completely different. And up to this point in the day, the one biggest thing I've noticed is I have been starving. So the other night, I had 100 grams of pasta, I had a couple of hash browns to get some extra carbs in, I had 170 grams of chicken breast, and I had a slice of bread with that. And there was loads of veg on the plate. There was literally courgette, mushrooms, there was some beetroot, there was a handful of greens. A really big plate of food, about 850 calories, and there's about 45 grams of protein there. What we've got here is meal 3. So this is 1 rump steak, 3 eggs, 3 more rations of bacon, and then there is a chicken burger underneath here that is literally just made from chicken thigh mince. I've also got 350 mils of whole fat milk. There's 1,400 calories and about 140 grams of protein just from this meal. And again, if you were to be dieting, for 1,400 calories, you could get an entire day's worth near enough of food when you're dieting, not just 1 plate's worth. Although this will fill me up, obviously, for a little bit, for a full day, it wouldn't even touch the sides. And when it comes to dieting and making life as easy as you can when you're dieting, this would not be the best way to do it. I'm gonna go have this, see how I feel afterwards, and I'm gonna come back and give you a roundup of the day, my thoughts on the carnivore eating, and whether or not it's gonna be something I'll do again going forwards. But I think you already know the answer to that.
Come back, there it is. And there's the curry that these non-carnivores have had. Shocking behaviour in this household. So yeah, I'm having steak, and then we're gonna have 1 large egg and a bit of feta cheese. And there we have it. A very sad looking final meal of the day. All nice foods when put together with carbohydrates, basically, and other things, which are nice. Like, that steak would be lovely with some fries. That egg would be nice on a sandwich. That feta would be nice in a salad. But they're just on their own now on my big chopping board, as the carnivores do. So this is final meal of the day. Let's get involved. You won't, carnivore, get off here. You're eating your jabby dodger.
You fraud!
Okay, so I've just finished my final meal. It was bitterly disappointing. The steak was really, really nice. And like I said, if it had some peppercorn sauce, some red wine sauce, some chips with it, some mushrooms, beautiful. Beautiful piece of meat. On its own with an egg and some feta cheese. Not buying into it, mate. Just not buying into it. So that puts me at a total for the day of 2,336 calories, which is about 100 over what my actual target is. Protein, 246 grams. So I've eaten an absolute ton of protein today, probably about 70-ish grams more than what I'd normally consume. I have only eaten 30 grams of carbs, which is nothing. I don't even know where they've come from because I've literally had nothing. So that's 250 grams less than what I normally eat on a daily basis, and I feel like crap as a result of it. And then fats are 138 grams. So again, extremely high. It's not that there's anything wrong with fats. It's purely that when you're eating that high fat, one, it's for me, it's like I find it difficult to digest. And I find it a bit heavy, but also it means that I'm having a huge amount of calories, as I mentioned earlier, for a small amount of food. Whereas if I was eating more carbs and more fibrous foods, I would be getting more volume. Like my meal size, portion size has been quite small in comparison to what I'd normally eat. My normal evening meal would be my loaded fries, which is like beef mince on top of like homemade chips. It would be just your normal stuff like your spag bowls, your chilies, like that's the kind of stuff that we generally tend to eat. And I would get more food. I'd be fuller and have more energy. So, screw you, carnivore.
What do you think of the carnivore diet, though? Can you say rubbish? There you go. That's the verdict. Rubbish. Say bye.
I am uncomfortably full after that. I would definitely have to spread my food out better across the day. If we were to do this again, but hopefully we won't. Maybe next time we do eat like Liver King for a day and we take this one step further. I'll even go backwards cap, shirtless, everything. That could be a good idea. Well, good, not enjoyable. Anyway, that is eating carnivore for a day, done. So just as a comparison, as an overall conclusion or comparison to normal, my normal targets at the minute are about 4,000 calories a day. It was about 225 grams of protein, 560 grams of carbs, and about 90 grams of fats. So that's roughly where I'm sitting on a day-to-day basis at the minute. I normally split that, like I said, across 3 main meals a day, and then a few more snacks as well. So there's normally oats on the morning, there's normally some mid-morning snack of eggs on toast, there's then normally a lunch of chicken, rice, a bagel, some vegetables. There's then a mid-afternoon snack of oats again. My evening meal is normally beef or chicken burgers or chicken thighs or something like that, again with rice, normally some bread, maybe a couple of hash browns if I've got the carbs, and a load of veg again. And then pre-bed, I'll have some yogurt, honey, nuts, fruit, that kind of stuff. So that's a normal day. Today has been eggs and bacon, pork steaks and chicken fillet, rump steak, eggs again, bacon again, and a chicken burger. The total calories for today, I was aiming for 3,000. If you remember, I said I was going to go for 3,000 and not the total 4, just because of how much that would require to get it meat-wise. I have hit 2,850 calories, so I'm 150 calories shy, even with all the milk and stuff I've been drinking as well, which is a bit annoying, a little bit shy, but it is what it is. My macros for the day are 264 grams of protein, 185 grams of fats, and 35 grams of carbs. Biggest thing for me is there just was no variety with this eating today. And again, I know I could have had some lamb, I could have got some offal meat, but that's about it. Maybe some cheese or cream. That's about it. You've got pork, chicken, beef, milk, butter, which gets pretty boring pretty quickly. I don't care what any of them say. I know they've got all the fake carnivore ice creams and all that shit where they're basically just doing the best to eat the normal foods without eating the normal foods. You might as well just eat the normal foods because the normal foods are less processed than the shit that you're making to still stick within the carnivore rules. That makes no sense because the reason you're doing that in the first place is to eat less processed food and be healthier. So they're making a load of processed foods to kind of find a loophole just makes no sense. I would not do this again at all, and I'm pretty sure Jake's going to say the same thing. It was not enjoyable eating for the day, and it is, as I've said through this video multiple times, not the best way to diet if you're wanting to lose body fat, because you will get very little amounts of food for the calories you consume relative to if you're smart with it and you focus on food volume and actually getting plenty of fruit and veg in. Anyway, I'm off to chill out before going to bed. Next time, it's eating like Liver King for a day.
Good morning. So, it is the morning after the day of the carnivore, and I apologise that I look like shit, but we've just woke up, haven't we? I was speaking to Jake last night. Obviously, we're doing this little kind of vlog together, and he said the same thing. He said it was just fucking awful. Like, I just felt like I was missing so much from my diet. on one hand, and this is where I would say that I can see how people do carnivore, because if you're doing it for a weight loss or fat loss purposes, it's very easy to stick to because the limitations of the diet are laid out in front of you, right? You're eating animal products, you're eating meat, eggs, butter. As long as it's an animal product, you can consume it, obviously. For me, it would never work. And for my clients, it would never work because I don't think I work with a client who doesn't enjoy the occasional burger, who doesn't enjoy having a pizza with a family, who doesn't enjoy just being a normal human and going out for a croissant and a coffee or going out for a beer. The big thing to me is it's completely unsustainable. It's unrealistic for 99% of people. It's fucking expensive, like genuinely well expensive as well. I've been craving fruit and veg and salad, and carbs. I really, really have. So yeah, not for me. That is my review. That is my conclusion. Hopefully you found it somewhat useful and entertaining.
Like, subscribe, all that stuff. If Jake's not said it already, he'd probably forget.
Remember to drop us a follow, like, all that kind of stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.
And I'll catch you in the next one.
Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.